happened. I had a roommate that was a guy, and he had raped me 4 times. All 4 times I had been drinking. I drank wine. The first time I had smoked some pot, and it had made me very sleepy. I remember some parts. There's some parts I have no memory at all. It's kind of like I blacked out. But always the next day, I would tell him, no, stop, I don't want to do anything with you. And he wouldn't listen to what I was saying. The second and third time, he had broken into my bedroom. I had locked the door because I wanted to give him the message. I wanted to give him the message that I didn't want anything to do with him. But it's like I told him that, and it went in one ear and out the other. And I remember the next morning, on the second and third assault, I remember waking up with him beside me. He was in my bed both times, and I told him, I screamed at him. I yelled at him and told him to get out. I never said yes. I never said I wanted to do anything with him. I never consented to anything with him. And, my question is, if I've been drinking, how do I consent to anything?
What's the number 1 rape drug? Roofies? GHB? Guess again. It's alcohol. Alcohol is present in about 2/3 of sexual assaults overall, and in 75% of sexual assaults on campus. Why? There are at least 6 reasons.
1. Alcohol is already present at a lot of college partying. Even though the majority of college students drink moderately or not at all, it's still the most common drug, so it's the one that will contribute most to sexual assault.
2. Alcohol dampens inhibitions. Someone who is sexually aggressive might become even more sexually aggressive when drinking. Not only that, but a sexually aggressive person will often think that if the person they're with has been drinking, that person will be easier to coerce into sex. Even if they just think your inhibitions are down, it will contribute to their sexual aggression.
3. Alcohol makes people focus on limited information. Someone who is sexually aggressive might have it in his or her head that the fact that you wanted to be alone means that you have consented for sex. Alcohol can make it much more difficult to overcome the sexually aggressive individual's focus on that one idea.
4. Some sexual predators actually rely on the idea that women get more drunk than men on the same amount of liquor. A 200-pound guy who gets a 100-pound woman to drink at the same rate as him will get twice as much alcohol per body weight into his would-be victim. Some predators actually team up with bartenders to set people up for rape. A bartender who is giving away a bunch of free drinks is possibly up to no good.
5. Alcohol affects everyone's ability to communicate effectively. It makes you less clear in what you're saying, and it makes you hear less clearly, too.
6. Mixing alcohol with stimulants, such as caffeine, makes it feel as though alcohol isn't having as much effect, even though it is. This makes some people drink more, and it increases the likelihood of an alcohol blackout or of alcohol poisoning.
Again, the 6 reasons alcohol increases the risk of sexual assault are: 1. It's so common. 2. It can increase sexual aggression and make sexual aggressors think their would-be victims are more likely to give in. 3. It makes people focus on more limited information. 4. Predators may exploit weight differences in drinking rates. 5. It causes communication breakdowns. 6. Caffeine can mask alcohol's effects, making blackouts more likely.
Despite all of that, know that consent is not possible if someone is intoxicated, and intoxication is not a defense against sexual assault. If you get drunk and rob a bank, you go to jail. If you get drunk and drive, you go to jail. If you get drunk and hold up a convenience mart, you go to jail. If you get drunk and commit sexual assault, you go to jail. So is being drunk an excuse for any illegal act? Not anymore.
So how much alcohol is too much alcohol? That's a good question. First, let's see how much pure alcohol is in a standard drink. The correct answer is 1/2 ounce. Most drinks have only about 1/2 ounce of pure alcohol, but that 1/2 ounce can be distributed over different amounts of liquid. 1 12-ounce bottle of beer, 1 4-ounce glass of wine, or a 1.5 ounce shot of 80 proof liquor all contain approximately the same amount of alcohol, about 1/2 ounce. In case you're wondering, proof is the weird way distillers measure the amount of alcohol in liquor. The proof is double the percentage of alcohol. So if something is 80 proof, that means it's 40% alcohol by volume. Now that you know all that, let's take a